Just a couple of years ago, if you were watching college basketball, then you should already know who Frank Kaminsky is. During his Wisconsin days, this dude was really a problem to every team he was facing up against. Even though that he was a center, that didn't really limit his game. He was just unstoppable. If you left him open, he was knocking down threes. He also had a quick first step, so he was just blowing by his defenders and finishing at the rim. And don't even get me started about his post game. If he was able to back you down into the paint, it was just an automatic bucket. There was nothing you could do about it. He will forever be a legend at the University of Wisconsin, but unfortunately we can only dwell on the past for so long. If you didn't know already, Frank Kaminsky was selected in the 2015 NBA draft, but we don't really hear about him dominating on the court like he once did. With his all-around playstyle, it really seemed like he would be able to adjust to the NBA easily. What happened to Frank Kaminsky's basketball career? What's good, everybody? Welcome back. Y'all know I always gotta show love to my subscribers, so quick shout out to my boy Trey Israel. You've been supporting the channel for about a year now. I remember all my day one supporters, for real. And yeah, I do be hooping, so if I see any of these basketball YouTubers in real life, I need my 1v1 ASAP. But if you want to be shouted out in my next video, all you gotta do is follow me on my social medias and leave a comment down below. That's it. And make sure y'all stick around to the end of the video, cause I'll be featuring some of the hottest upcoming rappers. I be finding the diamonds in the rough, for real. But enough of all that talking. Let's get into this video. Even though Frank Kaminsky was basically the face of college basketball, he just wasn't always that big man on campus. He really had to build himself from the ground up. It all started back in his high school days. He played for this AAU team called the Illinois Wolves. He was about the same size that he is now, which is 7 foot. And he felt he had an overall pretty decent feel for the game, but unfortunately the AAU coach wasn't feeling the same. Right before the first tournament, the coach had to let him know that he didn't make the final roster. He would just be a practice dummy basically. While the rest of the team got into the van to go to their first tournament, Frank Kaminsky just went back to his dad's car. After being humiliated in front of everybody and basically being called trash, he just cried the whole car ride home. If you want a visual of the scene, it kinda went like this.
He gonna cry in the car.
But believe it or not, this public humiliation was the best thing that could have ever happened to him. That humbling moment really just made him want to work on his game some more. Being tall just wasn't enough, so he locked himself in the dungeon and he just got into grind mode. And hard work pays off, because by the time he was a senior in high school, he became so good that his high school decided to retire his jersey. So all my young hoopers that's trash right now, he should be living proof that if you put the work in, you won't be as trash as you once were. It's all about evolving, man. He signed to play at Wisconsin, and his freshman year was the 2011 through 2012 season. He played in most of the games, but his role had been demoted from top player to just the role player, which is completely normal. He was now starting to play against people who had much more developed skill. He was coming off the bench, and during his first 2 years, he was only averaging about 3 points and 2 rebounds. It was tough for him considering the fact that he went from being a high school star. Now he was barely playing, but unlike most people, he didn't complain. He just waited for his time to shine, and by his junior year, he just blew up out of nowhere. Literally, no one could have seen this coming. He came out of the gate hot because during one of his first few games, he broke the school record by scoring 43 points. He just couldn't miss. He shot 16 of 19 on the floor, and he knocked down 6 threes. He started off that season strong, and he finished strong. During March Madness, he helped his team defeat the #1 seeded Arizona. He put up 28 points and 11 rebounds. And his performance led them to the Final Four. They ended up losing that year, but they came back even stronger his senior season. By this time, he had boosted his stats up to 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists a game. In all the games that Frank Kaminsky played in, Wisconsin had a 36-3 record. They were now the team to beat, and this year was historical for college basketball. This was the year when Kentucky went on that undefeated 38-0 win streak all the way into March Madness. That team was stacked that year. They had Karl Anthony Towns, Devin Booker, Tyler Ulis, the Harrison twins, and Willie Cauley-Stein. But Frank Kaminsky wasn't scared of them, and he made it known. During the Final Four, they played against each other, and Frank Kaminsky put up 20 points and 11 rebounds and escaped with the W. It was just amazing to see his evolution throughout his all 4 years. He just continued to work on his game, and it all paid off. Those were considered his glory days, but now it's time to move on to the NBA, where it all matters. Back in 2015, he was selected 9th overall pick to the Charlotte Hornets. Now that was a pretty good fit for him because the Hornets are a rebuilding team. He already showed he is willing to put in the work to get better. And plus, Al Jefferson was battling injuries and he was towards the end of his career. So it really gave him the opportunity to come in and play right away. And he had some solid performances. A couple of games where he scored 20 plus. But his fans felt that over his past 4 years in the league, he just hasn't been consistent. Coming in his rookie year, he put up 8 points and 5 rebounds a game. But during his second and third year, he actually boosted his numbers up a little bit to 12 points and 5 rebounds. But now during this recent 2018 through 2019 season, he just dropped back down to 8 points a game. So some people have been really skeptical on what his potential is, but I really think he just needs some more time, that's all. As of now, he just signed a 2-year deal with the Phoenix Suns. They have a lot of young talent, so I really don't know what the future holds, so we just gonna have to wait and see. Peace.
Shit.